Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain back for the final part of the Sharn chain here. So you can find this chain here in the northeastern part of Evening Star across the giant bridge. So this quest here, you can only pick it up once you've done the other parts of this chain, as this is the final one here. And the quest here is what goes up. Now, if you're not sure how we're getting to the quest here, do make sure to check out our quest on the Harper markers, as you know, it definitely helps speed things up. We're going from here all the way down here, up the path, all the way to where Zebub is. That's just a long run if you don't have the port. So yeah, now from this point here, you can actually head straight down and up this path here, or you can choose to head up and around past breaking the ranks and a break in the ice. I like to head this one. I find it just faster and more direct. As we can basically head almost directly to it. There's a little bit of turning, but for the most part it's fairly straight, fairly direct. Now this quest here, the Epic Elite version, is actually the quest that drops the highest single quest-based XP in the game. So that should tell you a little bit of something about this content, even though there are quests higher level than it. Quest-based, this drops the most. So what I'll do here just quickly, or actually after this, I can pop in on Epic Elite just to show you there. But essentially you get near 250 to 300,000 XP for this quest on Epic Elite. Alright, so the first thing here, we're going to want to summon up our hireling. And now if you are going in this quest without a healer, I highly recommend using a trapper and a cleric hireling, as again they are just vastly needed. Alright, so once we've got our buffs, we're going to want to head right around to our corner. As you see, we're already under attack. Once they drop, it does drop down our bridge for the next wave. Now, honestly, for the most part, even on Epic Elite, this quest isn't too terrible until it comes to the end fight. And I'll definitely go over that end fight a little bit more once we get there. But it is a little ways to go. So here we're going to head up the ramparts all the way to the top, and then just continue off to the east here. Now as soon as we get here, as you see, there are 2 paths to go. What we're going to want to do is immediately head left. As you see, we've got some orcs coming in. And we're going to want to take them out. Now, while you're going through, do keep an eye out for a jewel. I believe it's a jeweled key. There are 2 of them total. And they have a few spawn locations. So again, just keep your eye out, as one of them randomly spawns. Another one we get for a very specific boss. So once we got those guys down, we just want to continue south. Now again, we will get a quick glimpse of that giant orb. And then again, we're going to continue south. Now here we are going to see those giants. We're just going to see that beautiful lag. Alright, so now we're going to just continue off to the east and circle ourselves around. Now again, more giants. Now in this room again, before we actually head up, there's another spot that key can spawn. Is just inside here and off to the right. So be at the bottom here, just off in the corner, which again, we do not have. And then again, we're going to proceed all the way up. As you get almost all the way to the top, we do have a giant group of gnolls. Now, as you'll notice, we do still have some of those champions from the event there. That's just because for us, it is still actually just day 5 of our event. So I know for you guys, it's all been long since over. Alright, so again, just want to finish heading up. Now, do check back on the ice here. This is actually that path that they had broken earlier. And we can head to the back and actually open up that gate. All that's back here is a collectible. So it's nothing major. But if you recognize it, that's why. It's that where he sent us down there previously. Alright, so we're going to continue off east. Now, as you can see, we are now running into a lot of these Shardakai. So, just watch yourself, as you definitely don't want to get hit by those chains. As you see how quickly that took down the hireling there. In a matter of seconds, she was down more than half their hit points. Alright, so continuing east, we want to head through our levered gate, kind of our drawbridge. And here it's going to kind of be a pausing point before our first kind of mini boss. So shrine up, re-prepare, and we're going to head in. So this section here, somewhere around the edge, we're going to have a silver key. You also see these obelisks, which do count as breakables. Now the first thing that we're going to need to do is essentially head to the back. And we can head down the south pass here, clean it out, as we can't completely clear it out. Sometimes you'll actually find the keys in here. And you're going to want to head until you can get into this kind of middle section of the square, which is the far kind of back wall here. Now, first off, we're going to have to kill some of these guys. Here we go. Now, once they're dead, we can interact with this control orb, dropping down our barrier. Now, right after that, we do have kind of a, like I said, that mini boss fight. We got a pseudo dragon and an orange named archwizard. Now, once they are defeated, we do have 2 elaborate control orbs. Now, both of these orbs do have an option that you can either spend astral shards to just use it, or you can attempt to use the shard. Now, we do have varying difficulties. Ultimately, you want to open up all the barriers. Whether or not you actually succeed, it will still open them. Whether or not, again, you succeed or fail. If you fail, however, it does just alert enemies. So you'll just have to kind of keep more of an eye out. Now at this point, they've now dropped all those barriers around the outside, allowing us to head in. Now in this room here, which is, again, right off the boss fight we just did, we went left, and immediately left in here we have a control orb at the back. Now this is the one that requires a silver key. Now this is kind of an optional here, but totally worth doing, and will give us one of our jeweled keys that I was mentioning earlier. The other thing that we're looking while we're doing this is actually the Crest of the Wolf, which just happens to be on this one here. Now, it can be down any of these paths. So again, just keep your eyes open for it. Alright. So again, this is also where you're going to get a lot of those breakables. So my method for clearing this section is to simply head to the back, open up the barriers, open all the barriers, and then just do a full circle hitting all these side rooms. This will grab you all those breakables, it'll get you the crest, the key, everything that you need in order to get further in and get those extra bonuses going. Again, we partially cleared this one here, but now we can actually head down here, which has also Aloevain. So aside from the crest, we do want to find Aloevain and actually talk to him. This is where he's going to mention for you to start looking for that wolf crest, because obviously we already found it. That's not the case here. So we should almost be done. So with that silver key there, you will just want to use that on the control orb over here. Zebub, did you have to pick up that key or no? Okay, so I just missed that there. So yeah, definitely don't miss the key, as obviously you'll have to run back all the way around and redo it. So there's our silver key. Now with the silver key, again, it will open up a door. It'll open up the control orb, which will then drop down our last barrier right here, and inside here we will be able to get our one of the 2 jeweled keys. There we go. So inside here you will have the shade, and on the shade's death, that is when you get the key. Now you will actually have to pick up the key, it doesn't just automatically give it to you. So there he dies, and then here's our first jeweled key. Now again, there are 2 of them that you can pick up. As you see, there's another optional there. We might have just missed it. So from this point, we do want to head off to the far eastern section and place that one wolf socket that we had. Aloevain will place the other one, and we can head in. Now in here is going to be our next little mini boss fight. So we'll just hit the control orb and start it. So essentially we gotta fight all the little trash mobs here. Now while we are fighting them, every now and then they are going to drop down one of these spellcasters, and another spellcaster, and another spellcaster, and we gotta do it all the way until there's only one left, which is the big bad boss here. And then we're going to want to fight them. Now, once they die, that is when this room is going to stop endlessly spawning in enemies. Until then, it is going to keep spawning in Shardakai assassins and blackguards. Once they die, there's a nice little adventure pack around the corner. But ultimately, we just kind of want to wait for everything to stop shaking. It's going to go brilliantly white, flash white, and the Mythalar is going to disappear. At this point, we want to head through the break down here. It does give us again another shrine. And we're going to pop through into the outside. So this is where you can see a really beautiful backdrop. Obviously it's a complete backdrop and we can't actually ever go there or see that or touch that. The other thing I want to point out is if at any time you fall off the edge, you will instantly die as we are flying on this giant block of ice. That's what that giant orb was meant to do. Now if you die, you will spawn back up here right next to the shrine, but definitely want to try and avoid jumping off the edge here. Alright, so here we go. And essentially we want to make it all the way around the edge to the end fight area, basically circling the whole bit until we come back to the orb. So someone like myself who does tend to jump around a lot, I gotta be super careful not to fall off the edge, which I tend to do. So we may have actually missed the first jeweled key, but again, maybe not. There's still, I think, one more spot to check. But even if we have, we will still show you what those keys are used for. Just obviously we won't be getting the experience for it. So it really is, as they had mentioned, just a brutal fight with an entire army. And that end fight really does make you feel that, as they have endless spawns up top there. And again, just mass brutality. So you also notice as you're progressing, we're only running into these resurrection shrines. So again, kind of rough. Alright, so once you're done, obviously check up here that, again, if you don't have that key, but you want to pull the lever, which drop down our gate, and allow us to proceed deeper in. Now, personally, I like to fight them this side, as directly inside and to the left, we are going to have some archers. Oh, and another event champion. So yeah, you'll notice there that we are still running into events. That is because for us, it is still just day 5 at the event. I know these videos are long in the making here. Alright, so now that we grabbed those little event chests, we're going to head a little bit deeper in, and we're going to come across the elaborate control orb here. Now, we can actually use our skills to open this with the UMD. Inside, we're going to have a whole bunch of breakables and a few chests. Now, this is actually what you are going to use those jeweled keys for. Inside of one of these, or 2 of them if you happen to have 2 keys, you can get some loot, or you can get absolutely nothing. So you got a little bit of something. So it's not nothing, but it's not much. So if you get both jeweled keys, it does allow you to open up 2 of these chests. Typically you don't want to actually loot the one that has a trap on it. It's kind of a nice little trick. It's trapped. There's probably something good. Actually, it has the least amount. Alright, so we're going to continue in. Now at this point, we are going to get into some orange names. And as you can see, kind of get busted in by these Shardikai. Once everybody dies, you'll be able to go ahead and grab the lever. Of course, grab our breakables. And here it's going to give you one last shrine. Now this one actually does have a rest shrine. I highly recommend actually using this rest shrine, as once you progress to the actual end fight, the rest shrine itself will disappear, leaving only the resurrection shrine. So it's kind of a last ditch, use me or lose me type situation. Alright, so now here we have come finally to the end fight. Got just a tiny little bit more, and then we're actually there. So here we go. We're going to pull our lever and get ready. It's actually weapon attach are not the scroll. So what we have here is a guy up top. Now, and we have 3 pillars around the outside edge that are feeding into it, or 4 pillars, sorry. Now, the first objective is we're going to have to just deal with some trash, and we're going to want to take down these giant obelisks. Now again, all the while you're up here, things are going to endlessly respawn. So just watch yourself. It is a brutal, brutal fight. But again, you just want to take down these flight pillars as fast as you can. As you can see, it is actually kind of hard to attack around the corners and such. Now, another thing to really watch out for, aside from just the endless spawns, is actually in the center of the portal here, there's a gap which does lead down to the end. Now, another thing you may want to do is in your advanced graphics, you may want to turn off your video post effects, as if you were in Wayloon and no Wayloon, it's going to kind of make it annoying. And it's going to kind of change that view. As well, while you are running around, you are going to see Amscar. He's going to kind of teleport around and just be a pain in the butt. Because again, teleporting mages suck. Unless they're teleporting you to, you know, better things. Alright, so here we are. We're going to break that flight pillar. Now, once all the flight pillars are destroyed, that section is kind of done. Now again, we do gotta wait for this guy to kind of do his thing. So he's gonna mention here, there's an army, you can't defeat me, yada yada yada. So then he's gonna spawn in all these ice elementals. And this is where the enemies get a little bit tougher as they start spawning in those Shardakai, which both hit harder and have more hit points, so just watch yourself. Now again, as you'll notice here, he's still up top. We gotta wait for him to teleport around so that we can again start damaging him. All the while, again, just killing off the ice elementals and just the random general trash, keeping it down. Now, once he starts teleporting, you do want to look for him and deal as much damage as fast as you can, because again, he likes to teleport. and it's just waiting for him to get down, really. This is honestly the biggest annoyance of this part, is the waiting game. So there he goes. Now all the while he's up there, he's actually healing. So again, super just annoying fight. Alright, so here he goes. This is where he kind of transports that netheril. So if you have that video post effect, it becomes ridiculously hard to see. Now in here, he will also spawn in these Shadowvar. Now we do need to kill all the Shadowvar in order to progress, so... And when you do kill them, if they drop any chest, definitely grab them. Do you still have video post effects on there, Zebub? Oh, yeah. Even without the video post effects, it's still quite purple. If you guard me here for a second, I'm actually going to turn it on. Oh, no. Alright, so are you able to see now? Ish. Alright, so with the video post effects on, again, watch your eyes. Again, this is brutal. So here it is. It is ridiculously hard to see. And even just hard to see the edges of where the, where the ice ends and, the endless fall down to your death begins. Alright, so once all the Shadowvar are defeated, it heads back to its normal view. And at this point, we can actually defeat our end boss. We simply just gotta wait for him to port down. Oh. The lightning. So again, you just want to deal with the trash, which is again endlessly spawning, and as you see, not in a slow amount either. And you just want to deal with them until he decides to hop down. And then you just need to open up and go ham on him. There he goes. Now at this point, it does want you to jump off the fortress. Or rather, right away it will. So we want to jump off the flying glacier. Now this is where it gets a little bit difficult, as they do want you to jump off, but it doesn't really tell you which side they want you to jump off. Now I tend to head off the back. Get a lot of lag here while I'm doing it. Now, when you jump off, if you do not happen to jump off of the correct side, it will kill you. If, however, you do jump off the correct side, then it will bring you to the end of the quest, and you can actually sit and watch that giant iceberg that we were on fly down and crash into the mountains. So obviously you don't have to watch it. You can just go ahead and grab your loot. As you see, we have a lot of loot chests out of here, and you can get some nice named items out of here as well. Grab that. And there we go. We got 75,000. Again, this is a heroic quest. On Epic, this quest drops nearly 300,000. And again, 250 to 300,000, and that is not with the use of any type of XP potion or anything like that. If you are using like a 50% experience potion and all the XP boosts, you can hit almost 500,000 experience for, again, just this quest. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been a blast, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one all.